Hello, this is a pretty peaceful game played on IGS that finished by 6.5, but it was only half a point Komi. Now, before playing pass at the end, if the neutral points are filled on the bottom, there's a cutting point that's quite nasty, so black is supposed to play another move inside here. Also, when the neutral points are filled in this area, white needs to play another move inside. Otherwise, black can Atari, and go for a snapback. Quite painful. Now on the bottom side, if black fills a neutral point and doesn't protect against the entry cut, white can get at least Seki in this area. So this sequence is pretty much forced. White will Atari, then Atari again, and take the vital point here. So the point is, even if black makes one eye on the left and one eye on the right, there is no way for black to approach and capture the stones inside. So this way, white will throw in again, black will capture, and there is a self-Atari at L1 or N1. And non-black and white will play there, so this will be mutual life or Seki, which means black is losing most of the points there. So black will only get the point at L4 and the point at P2. And of course, those inside captures earlier, but overall this is a minus 10 point sequence for black compared to the territory he had before. So now the game would be won by way more for white. So in this position, when white removes the neutral points, black will add another move inside, and then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points instead of 1, 2. Yeah, it's a matter of a difference of about 10 points, 11 points, something like that. Quite big if it happens on neutral points. So let's check from the beginning. The opening is pretty solid. Both black and white played normal moves. Now, of course, black could choose to approach the lower left corner, but it's nothing wrong to vary a little bit the early stage and play an inside Kakario on the Hoshi. Here, for example, white can also consider the pincer in order to go for the bottom side. So when black simply takes the corner, we have the basic Joseki that ends center for white. Now white can attack the top left corner. Anyway, white wants to attack the top left corner quite early in order to prevent a Shimari. So this will speed up the Fuseki for white. But nothing wrong to play r6. This is a very good and calm defense. So black extended to the middle of the side. Now luckily, black can consider q2 and simply take the base with the basic Joseki, or attach q3 and Hane r2. This is the more popular variation nowadays. Sorry, connect, defend, connect, descend, and then extend. Black can also consider a corner approach at e3, also in order to speed up the development on the bottom side. Now if white defends, black either extends back, trying to connect the stones on the bottom, or continues with the attach or slide in the corner, or play away. If white plays some pincer, like h4 for example, then the game gets more interesting and also a little more complicated. So if black pushes here to put some pressure and set up a wall, this can happen. Push a few times. Well, white can jump directly, by the way, and then black will pincer. So in this case, black can play the counter pincer at k4 more actively. In the actual game, black just extends here, so white is happy to enclose the corner. That's a very good move. Now black is trying an attach that's quite popular nowadays, very inspired by AI, but in fact for black it's good enough to take a Shimari in the top left corner. Now against this move, white can connect under, which happened in the actual game, or play the Hane on the outside, and this leads to more complicated variations. So when black no-B, white will go down, and it can be, oops, this Kosumi to connect. It can be a little more messy. Let's delete this wrong move. So back to the game. Now here, black decided to no-B, but in fact, black can play Hane c5. This is the most common follow-up. cut first in order to see how white reacts. Then one space jump, and now push several times to get thick into the center, and then play a Shimari in the top left corner. So this would make more sense for black in order to get something out of his fancy tsuke. Otherwise, he shouldn't play d4 at all. So this would be what the AI would do. And also we can see this a lot in recent top professional games. It's a very popular follow-up from d4. Now when black plays the nobi, white can choose to protect solid or connect d3, c3, sorry. Because here, even if black pushes several times to connect this line, white can later extend on the left side. So for black, it just feels a bit strange to have this kind of formation. I mean, the position on the bottom side is pretty flat. So black is not going to profit too much from his wall. Therefore, white can consider the solid connection here at c3. So when c3 is played, black might push one time and then play a one space jump. And in this case, white can nobi to create cutting points and then jump along on the left side, or just leave it and attack the top left corner. And in the end, it's not such a big gain for black, because in the middle it's hard to grab too many points here, but white got a lot in the corner already. So locally this is a good variation for white. So white connected, then descend, that's also very good. White grabs a nice territory in the corner, and black makes some shape to protect against the cut. Actually, the shape here for black should be the one space jump, but black can also consider those forcing moves as Kikashi and just go for the top left corner. For white, it's not such a big deal to cut here or to play an approach right away. Black can just discard those stones, because white already answered inside the corner and grab another big point. So black could use those stones as bait. But black protected, and now white turns. This turn, it's indeed a little bit slow. I mean, it kind of puts some pressure on the 4 stones on the left, and also creates the invasion attempt tree, but the invasion attempt tree is there anyway. So in this case, yeah, it's bigger to play a corner approach in the top left, such as d15 or c15, or even c14. I totally agree with that. So the comment was f4, it's not much point going up. Is black, it's already at k4. Yeah, that makes sense. So for white, this kind of thickness, it's kind of neutralized by k4 already. So it's better to grab a big point. Yeah, that's true. So black decided to slide. So he fears some invasion here. Normally black can still use the q3 and hane, but he can also slide. But after the slide, black should come back and protect, either with a keima like this or a one space jump towards the center. But even so, white can slide and kind of reduce this potential. So in fact, q2, it's not such a great move. Luckily, black can play h3 or one space jump directly, then descend, and the sun sign invasion is still available. Or just leave the position like this and go for a big point, like top left shimari. Because if white invades, anyway, black wasn't building much in this area, so this invasion can happen, and black just gets some thickness on the outside while white grabs a few extra points. It's absolutely fine for black to accept this invasion. So black slides, but if black plays away after the slide, then the invasion attempt tree, it's more severe. Now the extension on the left side, c8, feels over concentrated. Black should just go c10 here in order to try to connect the left side better. I mean, make a relationship between all his stones there, the little thickness and the corner and the middle side extension. This just feels too cramped. So very good for white to grab the big point in the top left corner. It could be also the low approach, also the far approach, because when black plays c16, white has enough space for a base, and if black plays a pincer, there is this kind of joseki where black can go for the left side, but it's still kind of over concentrated, and white switch to the top. Also we have this kind of joseki, where again, black may some more on the left side, but let's not forget white can jump here anytime or reduce from the center too. So it's not such a scary moyo on the left side. Besides, white got center, so white can play big points. Now back to the original game. White decides to play the high approach, which is also fine. But here, black can consider the low and tight pincer or the high pincer. Works pretty well with c8, and we have different kind of josekis. We can play the AlphaGo joseki here, where white grabs the corner and black goes for a lot of outside influence. But the corner is quite sizable, so nothing to complain for white. Anyway, black decided to grab the corner, which is also probably the most common way to react to d15. So we have a basic joseki here, very good to extend 3 space. But now, this Kosumi, it's a questionable move. First of all, white can consider tenuki, for example, play r14, and if black covers, just pull back. The shape is fine. Now, locally, white should block d10. Now, this way, the distance between the stones is good, because playing d11 just feels a little bit narrow and cramped for white. So playing d10 also puts some pressure on black's group. Black will probably go out, then push again, and black needs to protect against the cutting points. This way, white defends center. It's going to be like 15 points on the left, and then attack the top right, either from the outside or from the inside. And another move locally is to play Kema e11, be one step ahead of d9. If black pushes here and cuts, nothing happens. White will Atari, then cover, and just capture everything. Either with a connection or a fancy way, Atari under, Atari again, and Atari again. So it's absolutely fine. But playing this kind of move feels a little bit chicken style defense, especially that it doesn't affect d9 much, so black can just play away. Now let's see. So black defended here, but black shouldn't actually. This group it's quite safe. I think black is still afraid of the jump at b6 to lose the base. So let's say black plays a big point like r14, white comes under, which will attack the group. But black has this kind of move, threatening the cut now, and then come out in the center. Or just jump out right away. I mean, usually when you're in danger, you just go out, and this table shape is good enough to fix the group. So black it's a bit slow here. Now white attacks from the inside. Now we have a comment here on move 30. 017 direction feels wrong. I didn't want to black create a big moyo in the top, but at the same time, my potential is not so big. I should have approach from r14. Actually, r14 direction of play it's slightly better, but 017 is not wrong. That's a viable move too. If black protects the corner, like 017, white extends back to q10. So there's a nice potential on the right side. And in the top, even if black plays something like k16, white can still invade. Like r17 or m17 or, well, h17 I wouldn't go that deep, but a move around here it's also possible. So yeah, it's a maybe a few percentage better to play r14 coming from r6. On the other hand, when playing 017, one should expect a pincer, which happened in the actual game, but black can also simply defend r14. So this is what white is hoping for. And in this case, if slide and extend, like this, white is going to take away all the potential in the top. But on the other hand, we lose the potential on the right side. So black can come all the way here, then protect, also induce to protect the bottom side. The thing is, when black pincers, white has several ways to react here. One of them is to go directly in Sansan, but white should actually consider a double approach, either r14 or q14. So for white, it's well, let's say we just play r14, black will attach, hane, cut, attach, block, and go in the corner. So what happens here, white still switch to the right side, and the top side it's a little bit over concentrated for black. Black might play another move like j16, but here you have this kind of forcing moves and then extend on the right side. So it still feels like white builds more on the right than black gets in the top. So overall it's fine. I mean, play the inside approach, with the idea to sacrifice that stone and kind of over concentrate black in the top. This is the concept here. And also white can play the high double approach, and in this case we'll probably gain even more on the right side. Of course black can come inside, then Atari, double up, and now white can invade the top. So black makes a tiny base here, but white also breaks the top using the RG. So all these moves are available, and therefore the conclusion is 017, it's a fine move. Now Sansan invasion, it's also okay, the basic Joseki, but white doesn't have to push again. Usually Hane connect in order to play a one space jump at R14 and be one step ahead of Q15. This is the basic Joseki. Now if black plays a Keima to expand the Moya in the top, white should be alert and start playing shoulder hits to reduce the Moya. If black extends J16, white can double up on the right side or push. Now the idea of the double up is to get rid of the forcing moves and also start activating the RG of 017. This is a very proper move. It might feel a little bit slow. Then black might jump here to prevent the potential on the right side becoming too large. And then white can use either this move or one space jump in order to reduce the top. So back to the original game. Push along. So once again the basic Joseki Hane and then one space jump. Well, black can connect 018 or P17. So white push again, black Hane, Hane under. This can be a little bit more dangerous if white cuts first. But okay, that cut is still there. Now it's a bit different. On this cut, black should just extend. Then when white goes up, black can make a base on the right side. And if white goes down in the top, black can come out like this. Or Hane first on the first line. And then come out. Well, here white can also think about the bump. But then black will go out between the groups. So black can resist in the fight. He was a little bit scared. The cut maybe it's a little bit too much. Also the clamp would be nice. But black again might resist. And this is not such a big problem. I mean, if white pulls back, black connects under. If white goes down, black can Hane. When white connects, black connects. Now white has to live in the corner. Then the stones on the outside became a target. So this is actually a fight that black can afford. But black defended. And now Atari. Atari is questionable. It's always good to extend on the crosscut because after this Atari, black still need to come back and protect against the cut. But he protected with a hanging connection, and then Atari is just painful. So black should connect here and again find in the top, but now his shape is super heavy. What happened here is quite a disaster for black. White capture, so this feels very good. I mean, in this case, black should just consider to get ahead again. This is safer. Now when Hane block connect, white jumps, but this way black's wall it's a bit deeper. In fact, black can push and then extend, so get a very nice Moya in the top this way. Okay, Atari, extend, connect, and capture. Excellent for white. Now black played a solid connection, but this is quite heavy. Black should play R8, then Atari, and then connect in order to make a more flexible shape on the right side. So white got the extension. This is an excellent point. It's okay. This feels a little bit desperate by black, but he has to. Atari is also good. And now jump. So there's a comment about this move. It would have been big to split the top side at J17 since I can get help from the left side and right side and really limit black's potential. Also grab S12 and get the whole right side would have been big. Actually, S12 is just endgame. So playing here, it's a matter of a few extra points. And this jump, in fact, it's an excellent move because it reduces the potential of the top side and also it's going to put pressure on the group on the right. So playing a move like N14, even that in appearance doesn't seem to do much, it actually uh, gains a lot. I mean, it's a very powerful move. Now, if white wants to play a bit more fancy, it's possible to play Hane, then Atari. So the same idea is to split the stones on the right side indirectly and also limit the top potential. And then think about some kind of attack in the middle. But a jump like this is in fact a very good point. Because if white simply invades the top side, black might start with cap moves and it will be quite dangerous. And also on the way out, black will also defend the stones in the middle right indirectly. Also in the top, white can think about the shoulder hit to reduce the moyo, and in the same time also put pressure on the center group with this kind of move. But I like the jump. One space jump, it's really bad, and here it just separates the V group. So black is supposed to jump out in the middle, then white can either press or then invade the top, but somehow to put more pressure on the top right group. So it's a fine idea to play like that. Black should actually play a high move, a J16, because playing the K17 it feels flat and white can still invade at H17. But a move like J16 connects better the F17 to M17. So white played this approach, but this is actually a tanky move, so maybe that's why the game is so close. Black just blocks and this feels good. On the bottom side, white should either invade M3 or play K2. This kind of slide is not so easy for black to block. Black will either play Kosumi, then stay connected like this, or bump. And then when white pulls back, black needs to block again. But white might also get ahead, and this is a bit more severe. So black has to jump, white will get back to protect safe, and then black still has a cutting point to worry about, so we'll play another move. This way, black is losing more territory on the bottom. Now with the invasion, black will cover, white can Nobi or wedge, but the wedge depends on ladders. So first of all, we have this kind of situation, and the ladder should work to the left side, but it doesn't, because it's, oh wait, actually, yeah, it's broken by D9. So it's better for white to play just Nobi here. Then if black pushes along, white can push, unincente, then connect under. And again, black has to worry about the cutting points, so jump out. So this would be a nice way for white to scoop out the territory on the bottom and then play something in the middle to reduce that thickness. And in the same time attack that group. So a move like J3 is more like a thank you move. Here white missed an opportunity to get the lead. Invasion at M3 or slide K2. Probably that's the biggest lesson to take away from this particular game. So black blocks, white goes up, and black goes down. Now here what happened, white played all these moves in Gote in order to surround like 5-6 points, and black got a box of about 10 to 15 points. So white played first, but black built more, which means something went wrong. That's why white should consider slide or invasion here. Okay, so everything got it for white. This block it's too early. At this stage of the game, there are still bigger points to play out there. White can think about an attach here, block like this, Atari, extend, and then put a lot of pressure on the group in the middle right. Because this push here doesn't do much. In the end, white can capture two stones. Sorry, black can capture two stones. But it's not such a big deal. Imagine we play two moves on the right side and black just spends all his effort in the lower left corner to catch two stones. And in the meantime, white grabs this territory on the right side. That's a much better deal for white. So back to the original game. Block, push like this. That's an endgame move. Actually, when black pushes here, black should also turn in center, but then it's proper to rescue his group in the right. While this move is breaking a few points on the side, but white doesn't have to respond right away. First of all, white can play this move threatening the cut and later block, but right now it's more interesting to attack the whole thing. Or don't play anything, just attack in the middle. This Atari can be a little bit annoying and it gives black an eye. That's why it's good to play the Hane in center, because it threatens the cut and then attack the whole thing. Black doesn't have eyes yet. Well, black still doesn't have an eye, because this can be false. But the Hane is wrong. First turn and then Hane. Actually right now it's not important to play S1. It's urgent to defend the middle. One space jump, then separate the group. Very good. Actually here black should turn first and then Keima. So a one space jump, then separate, jump along. It's still big for black. I mean urgent to defend the center group. So black should keep jumping. Let's see how can white profit here. A move like this takes away white's eye space and get ahead, then jump along. So black is forced to run on neutral points, and after having a few stones in the middle, it's easy to invade the top. Then come out like this. So Keima, yeah, this puts some pressure on the left side. And now black protects against the top invasion. So probably that's why the game got so close. From here on, most of the moves are pretty small. And there's a little bit of danger for black here, so black should come out. Actually, black can cut here. Cut and capture the stone. Yeah, black went out to the top, that's fine. So I didn't gain much from this attack, in fact. That's a pretty big point. Peaceful finish. Black should get ahead here. Damage some more points. White pushes, black will block. These moves are pretty good. Oh, dangerous. Wow. Black could kill everything. One eye only. Oops. So what happened? Ah, yeah. So push. Super dangerous here. Uh-oh. Yeah, it seems white has to play another move there. For quite some time. So dangerous. Yeah, white can jump here now, threatening the cut and capture, and then protect with the tiger mouth. So white almost died on the left side. And here, normally this move, then this one, then descent, but it's still very dangerous. Black can cut. And now if white tries to make some eyes, in the end white is forced to capture those stones, then it's a dead formation. Oh, white was lucky. But in fact, white played a neutral point on the right side that doesn't build so much, and instead protect here or here, and now the group is safe. So even in the last few moves, things can get wrong. But it was okay in the end. So a small win by white here. Yeah, black had to connect solid. If black connects solid, white Hane, block, connect, and the group it's I mean the corner is safe, and black saves a point. Not much to do from here. Black had to defend again. So I hope you enjoyed this review and play a bit more active next time.